We actually have a question from the audience, and that is, what are some recommendations on how we could begin building our skills, integrating cybersecurity with AI and automation?
From what I've seen up until now, guys, the CMMC standard is the best. You will see ISO 42000 and you will see the AI Act on the European front. They are more theoretical, not that great at securing. And start like you would learn anything in this world. Just ask ChatGPT to break it down into small chunks and feed it to you every day for half an hour, and you will be just fine. Don't be afraid to ask questions to your colleagues. From what I've seen, usually engineers are amazing at being teachers. So find that colleague that already has some knowledge and pester him.
Yeah, I love that, and we'll add to it. So the MITRE ATT&CK framework and like the OWASP top 10 and the resources that they put out, if you just throw those into your favorite LLMs and say, help me create a study guide, a plan, and learn these things and learn them with integrating AI and building out those automations, it can create a beautiful and structured plan for you based off of those frameworks that experts use.
I think the thing that's helped me learn the most over the years, if I want to do something very technical, is just to jump in and try it out. And there's so many tutorials. I was focused on programming in my last job, and there are so many open source tools that you can employ. You can run them on your own desktop or laptop or your cloud compute if that's what you've got access to. Jump in and try them out. And if you find out that you're walking through a tutorial and it's a little too high level for you, then I try and break it down and learn the next thing lower. Another thing I would suggest is Coursera and Udemy and some of those other kind of free online courses, to step into the kind of, take a class to learn it type of realm. It's not specifically necessary if you're finding out you're getting, what ChatGPT is kind of recommending for you as a building block. If you find that's really meeting your need, then that's probably the simplest way to go about it, as suggested. But if you find out that you kind of want the more basic thing, you want somebody to walk it through, you don't forget about those online free university sources. Those can be fantastic.
And then there's the communities. There's the online community such as Discord, and then just what the Karl said. And I love, like the NIST. NIST has so many free tools out there. The cybersecurity framework. That's a great framework, period. But if somebody's getting into it, you utilize that, ChatGPT, but also local security groups as well, ISACA, ISC squared, places like that. And just, the Discord channels are great. People are friendly and they're ready to help as long as you're eager to learn.
I would suggest finding local people to work with regularly. Find one or two friends and make them friends. And yes, definitely use AI to design a tailored program. I like using the SMART goals framework, specific, measurable, etc. Look up SMART goals. Because you can use that as a prompting framework. I've done that. I've actually did a webinar on it back in January. If you look for me, you might find it, where I demonstrate how to use that. Always make sure that one of the clauses, I have no money. And the reason you do that, whether you have money or not, is the best stuff on the available is free, at least in terms of the initial stages. You eventually get to the point where if you have, if you've exhausted that stuff and you want to save a lot of time and you have more money than time, where hiring people to coach you makes sense. But beware the easy solutions. Avoid the games, and I'm going to name names. Try Hack Me and Hack the Box are a waste of time and money for most people. Avoid spending more than $20 on an LLM, right? You can spend more. I do. I use the fancy ones, right? But if you're just learning, you're better off struggling. The thing is, when you start to struggle enough, you're going to want to quit. That means it's working. So work with your friends and keep each other on track. And if you do that, and if you commit, 2, 4, 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, you might succeed?
So, Peter, you just said the magical word free. Guys, just get a job, an office job, any job. It will come with a Google address with free anything you want. You can use their AI to learn. And also, look at your favorite influencer. I just went now to an influencer party, and they were having $200 vouchers that nobody was taking because people didn't have the guts to just go and ask for AWS, for example, for hacking and so on. So ask your local influencer, do you have free stuff for me? Because they might just have. I think all of us receive a lot of free stuff and we don't use them. So make use of your influencers.